So if we're talking about the need for a sleep study, the common symptoms that people come in for are, I'm tired of being tired, I've been told that I snore, I've been told that I hold my breath, etc. I wake up choking or gasping. There are ancillary symptoms that may come in. They may wake up with a dull morning headache, they may have reflux symptoms, may go to the restroom quite often at night without realizing that it indeed is induced by irregular breathing at night, because there are some physiological mechanisms that lead to that. Some people may just simply not know that all this is happening because they are sleeping independently, and they may have a symptom related to, I cannot maintain sleep well. So sleep maintenance insomnia. Then there are individuals who actually are required to do these as part of their job requirements in order to be alert on the road. But these are the people that are usually evaluated in the clinic or by a provider, whomsoever they meet, and then they determine, okay, if the quality of your sleep is probably in question based on all that you've said, then you are the candidate to have a test. We basically send a requisition to the sleep centers, and then this patient arrives at the sleep center, generally speaking, on a planned day for about a 30 to 45 minute turnaround time, where they are taught the basics of hookup with these pieces of equipment. The one that we use in ParkU essentially is a three-pronged system in a home sleep study. So it measures a respiratory flow, a breath-by-breath analysis of a person's breathing during sleep, for which they wear a cannula in their nose, which resembles an oxygen cannula that people wear when they walk around needing oxygen. And then you have a belt across the center of the chest. That belt is connected to a box. Essentially, the whole purpose of that is to detect any effort that the body would provide in the event that there is an irregular breathing. So the body participates in an effort as what we would indirectly call the struggle against a closed airway expression. So in that process, the body is going to generate an effort, and that effort has to be picked up through chest excursions. The third piece of equipment that we ask a patient to wear is an oxygen monitor, and what that measures is the highs and the lows of the oxygen during the entire night. So it gives us the spread or the distribution of oxygen, when oxygen levels may go low, when oxygen levels remain high, and if they go from high to low, what is contributing, what's the extent of change, and thereby pairing it with events that may be contributing to change. In addition to it, we do get what we refer as snore sensors. It's not a snore microphone attached, but we pick up snoring when present, and we also are able to pick up an average heart rate on the patient. To get a decent amount of recording and valid data, it has been generally accepted to get at least a 6-hour period of time. And if they have to interrupt their test for any particular nature call related reasons or any independent reasons, that is fine, as long as it's not a prolonged interruption. Then they are taught how to restart the test. It's fairly simple. So once they return the equipment, then that information is then downloaded onto a central server. A technologist looks at the test. If it's determined to be valid enough to be taken to the next stage, which is scoring evaluation, they actually mark out the start time, end time, irregularities, and put all that together in a pre-built report. The next steps in the treatment are discussed. And those treatment options could be something that we may have discussed before when they came into the clinic to anticipate, or it may be treatment options, even though they are discussed, the patient wants to validate if that's going to work for them. So depending on what it is, they're either set up on treatment and then asked to come back, or they may be coming into the clinic back to review the results and then determine which is the best pathway for them. If you do not feel well upon waking up, you feel tired, you feel foggy, you have a headache, you don't feel like I am tired of being tired sensation, that is not normal. You need to go and have yourself evaluated. At the end of the day, it may not be a sleep problem, or it may be more than a sleep problem, but you need to have your sleep quality evaluated at that point. And speak to your provider, speak to your doctor, speak to whomsoever that you see, with the confidence that this can be evaluated. There are tools to evaluate it, and there are tools also to offer treatment in many different ways, which are much different than the years of the past.